Hey guys, and welcome to this Arabia game between Slam and BacT. We're going to have Slam over here in the blue, playing as the Portuguese, and BacT over here in the orange, playing as the Burmese. Now these two, I think they play a lot of games together actually, just because of their time zones. We have BacT, of course, in Vietnam, and then Slam over here, who lives in Western Canada, I guess over near Vancouver. So they tend to line up pretty well. I know that whenever I see BacT streaming, it's the middle of the night for me, so I guess that lines up well for Slam. But anyway, this will be pretty interesting because I think Burmese should be really powerful with their Arambai, and just want to kind of see how the players decide to play this matchup. See how Slam, he'll know the Arambai are coming. BacT even has a really good stone in the back of his base, so we'll see, will Slam be able to stop him from getting Arambai out, or will the Arambai just devastate pretty much everything? Maybe we'll even get to see some organ guns versus Arambai, which would be pretty cool. But anyway, standard Dark Age opening from both the players. You'll see nice lumber camp positioning here for BacT. Standard 6 on sheep as he goes out, but let's look at his map for a minute. So this stone and this gold, kind of out in the open, but then again, BacT does have a pretty good wall because of these cliffs over here. These three little pieces of cliff, especially this really long one, make it pretty easy to wall up behind them, secure that part of the map. And then town center by itself don't even really need too much wall there to stop things from going through, but I think the main thing he's going to want to concern himself with as the Burmese is probably this stone mine and this gold, which is actually really close to the town center. So kind of the weak part is this hill, which overlooks this gold and these three resources over here. So he's going to have to pay attention to control that hill. And then he can just get some walls up on this side of the map and he'll be safe. So I guess probably what I would want to do with this map is kind of wall up over here and over here. Then maybe get your military buildings out here in front of this hill. Try to just make sure you really control this area of the map. And it's a good location for them too because they're also facing Slam's base. And if you look at Slam's map, we see his 3 golds, 1, 2, 3, kind of in this line at the side of his base. Thankfully, he doesn't have a huge hill near his gold, only this one right here. But this one actually does give him a pretty good place to fall back if he loses this gold. And woodline towards the back of his base near his stone, both of them pretty safe locations. Not going to be too easy to wall this woodline up, but later in the game might get some walls across here, across the front of the map. And because the only thing you really need to worry about, this woodline will run out fairly soon. So once we get into the later stages of the game, he has to move out to these other woodlines. That's when a Arambai raiding could really be a problem for him. But other than that, his golds are pretty nice. Just needs to make sure he holds on to this part of the map. Maybe even might be worth it for him just to put all of his buildings and stuff over here. Put the second lumber camp maybe even on this forest, because you're going to need to defend the gold anyway. I don't know, probably second one back here, maybe just 2 on the safe wood at the start would be a good decision too. Anyway, if we look at their scouting, neither player looks like they're going to go forward to lame, just scouting in circles around their base to find their stuff. And then BacT, of course, he is the Burmese, so when he sees the relic positions, he'll know pretty much exactly where Slam is. You always know you have your opponent somewhere in the kind of half circle opposite you, but then they always spawn at least 20 tiles away from relics, or I think it's 20, or maybe it's 25. Anyway, in the random map script, there's always a min distance from players value that you can set for things like relics, and relics, since they always spawn a minimum distance away from players, you can kind of tell where the players are. Like we can see from BacT's point of view, he sees he has these relics kind of in a circle around him, indicating that he's here. And since he sees these relics, he knows Slam not going to be down here because those 2 relics are close enough to each other. It's not going to be able to spawn. So there's a small chance he's up here, but up here in this blank area, that's where he knows Slam's going to be. And we'll see he's scouting right now, getting that woodline. And Slam has his scout in the back, protecting that boar. We'll see, is there going to be any type of laming in the back, using the scout to block the boar to help bring the villager in. Nice job there by Slam. Kind of a difficult position to lure, because it is also behind the town center. I'll have to remember this wreck, because I'm going to make a boar luring tutorial soon. I can use this as an example. But we see BacT up to the feudal age first. Looks like he's going up on 21 population. And, oh, be careful with that straggler tree. Yep, needs to shoot the boar, get it to come around. And there we go. That sheep has... Oh, just as the sheep finishes. Nice. Could have been a bit more under the TC, but that's a pretty good location for the boar. And we'll just check what is back scattered of Slam space. He sees the wood. He sees both these golds over here. So he has a pretty good idea of what he wants to do. He sees the mill, so he knows where the berries are. And he sees the barracks. Of course, Slam does like to go for that men-at-arms play. So with the barracks and versus Slam, he'll know Slam's going men-at-arms. Meanwhile, BacT himself has a 1-2 militia already out. So this will probably be 21 pop men-at-arms versus 22 pop men-at-arms. And villagers coming forward. And it looks like he wants to go really aggressive and try to control these 2 golds. And that could be a pretty good move for him, since Slam built the barracks on this side of the forest. Meaning if he lets the men-at-arms out to go forward, they're going to have to come forward and then go around the forest before they engage BacT. But we'll see if he manages to scout this first and send the men-at-arms over here. So see, he does have a scout there. Hasn't scouted back space yet, but yeah, he'll see the houses here and knows that he's going to have to defend. Back with the forward house strategy. Gonna have a lot of houses. That's a lot of wood to be spending. He's not gonna be able to make a archery range or anything now. But we are going to see the men-at-arms trush. BacT will kill the scout since he's up to the feudal age first. So great use of the scout there by BacT. And Slam is just sending everything over here to fight. BacT's going to pull back slightly, not going to finish the tower. We'll spend just 1 stone on it. But he wants the men-at-arms upgrade before fighting. And really good job by him to kill that scout. Now, Slam sees this and is adding in more militia, and he's going to try to use his men-at-arms to get up a tower. And Slam did a good job going for the back gold at first, but now needs to wait for his men-at-arms upgrade before he can fight this, and instead is just going to have to start putting up a defensive tower of his own. BacT will get a villager kill there. And the nice thing for Slam, since he is the defending player, he will have more villagers to build the towers. But he is about to lose control of 2 of his 3 golds. Well, depending on how good this tower is at killing those villagers, it'll deny that gold for now. This tower, probably, the good thing about it is it looks like it's pretty close to being under the town center. And Slam does get the tower up first, but not by much, as BacT also has a tower. And Slam's going to run men-at-arms. And now that the men-at-arms are at the base of the tower, this is really good for Slam because he has the town center to protect this tower and this tower to protect the base of BacT's tower. So we can actually send villagers, men-at-arms to knock this one down and won't have to worry about them being killed. Good thing is BacT is denying Slam of all of that gold production. I know when you do go men-at-arms, often you want to put up ranges and get out some archers, but Slam kind of just able to stay on a more economic approach, add in the farms before adding in any archery ranges. But it looks like BacT is going to be going for a second tower back here, walling himself in, as Slam just now going to stone, so he won't be able to get up a second defensive tower soon. And BacT will get this tower up and further deny Slam from going onto those gold mines. Meanwhile, let's take a quick look at BacT's economy. Has 3 villagers on gold, a few on stone, and over on the berries. Not very many on wood though, so he's just going full in on this trush. And of course, as the Burmese, pretty good idea to go for that trush, as you can take the stone and that will lead you into castles later for Arambai. And we see BacT kind of setting up his base the way I thought he would, kind of small walls over here, barracks towards the front of this hill. Hasn't really gone for the full wall yet, but he doesn't really need to yet because he's putting so much pressure on Slam. And he's scouting. He can see that Slam doesn't have any military buildings, and he knows that the men-at-arms had to stay at home to defend. But when we do... Ooh, look at that villager count. BacT is 5 villagers ahead, so Slam... I don't know if he lost many villas or just maybe had a bit of idle time while he was trying to defend that. And now Slam, losing this gold, does have the house wall up. 750 HP on the houses now in Woolulu Kingdoms in the feudal age. And the mining camp going up on the 3rd gold. So we've seen Slam get pushed off of 2 golds and have to fall back to the next one. The thing that does kind of worry me though, is he has BacT scattered the 3rd gold. Oh no, he does not know where that is. Alright, so BacT does not know where Slam's 3rd gold is right now. From scouting the rest of the map, he can There's a few places he could guess where it is, but he doesn't know exactly. And Slam doing a good thing of putting down a watchtower. That means that BacT won't be able to send his villagers to knock down, say, this house to get through. Might need fletching to be able to reach, but probably could have built it a few tiles closer. But the good thing is this tower will keep that gold safe, since BacT won't be able just to bash through those walls there. And anyway, now the men-at-arms coming forward, but both of them, not much HP left on them. Probably can't kill a villager, and BacT he even has a men-at-arms of his own to defend. So yeah, these guys not really going to be able to do much damage at all. And BacT will see them right there, and how will he use this guy? Yep, just use that guy to engage. Get a nice hit. Slam trying to get us around, but really, BacT running to the TC. That men-at-arm is pretty much useless now. Any villager can just snipe it, and another men-at-arm coming back for BacT. And as the villain right-clicked the wrong one. Yep, and we see the archery range coming out on this hill. Pretty standard place to be putting the archery range, and that men-at-arms there goes down. And BacT, we want to keep an eye on that stone count. He's at 300 stone, and of course it's 650 to put up a castle. And he's definitely going to want to be going for those Arambai. And now he is taking Slam's gold with his forward villagers. He has up a market. And let's see, so archery range, blacksmith so that he can go up. Watchtower really wants to protect this stone. And at this point now, his base is pretty safe, and it's looking pretty good for him. So it's a pretty good example of how to execute the men-at-arms trust right there. Meanwhile, Slam putting up 2 ranges and making archers. So this is really slow to get out the archers because of all this harassment in the front. The only saving grace for him is that he managed to put up a lot of farms before he started investing into the archers. But I think BacT really is in a much stronger position right now. Thankfully, Slam is the Portuguese, so missing that gold probably will hurt him slightly less than other civs, but still not in the greatest of positions. Putting down an outpost, I always like to see players put down outposts. I always think it's a great idea. But here we go, he'll spot the men-at-arms, and now archers. Will they chase the men-at-arms or just go for the base? I think chasing the men-at-arms is probably a waste of time. They had low HP, they're not going to do any damage anyway. And yes, Slam's just going back, doing wheelbarrow now. So he'll fall even further behind in villagers while he does that. But BacT now adding in some more farms around his town center, and both of them not really close to going up yet. I guess the one thing is that BacT does have a market, so he can buy himself up. He's a bit heavy on gold at the moment, and is making a skirmisher. He'll probably look to go maybe one-range skirmishers one-range skirmishers to fight off the archers from Slam. And Slam, meanwhile, he's going to try to sneak the archers around, get in through this unwalled section at the side of BacT space. But BacT, nice positioning on the blacksmith, and it's going to be building a few walls towards the town center. So don't think those archers will be able to do too much damage. Nice walls by Slam here, and it's always a nice trick when you wall along the farms on the back of your town center. But still more archers, just now adding in some skirmishers. And also doing fletching. It's Slam fletching. He actually remembers it this time. As BacT has fletching and loses the men-at-arms there, but Slam really can't engage with archers versus skirmishers, at least not just yet. He needs to get a few more skirmishers out of his rangers. But he can run towards the TC, keep them alive, maybe take a small hit from the skirmishers. But now if you look at the food economies, how are they doing? Yeah, BacT has had a much better time on his economy, not really getting harassed in the beginning. Now, we'll probably lose this fight here. We'll see how much value he can get from the skirmishers. Slam has a large enough army that he can pressure that. And we see BacT almost with the food he needs to click up in the top left. And as he's trying to gets a few good kills on the archers. Some nice focus fire, but there we are up to the castle age for BacT. And Slam, can we pick off the men-at-arm? Yep, he does. And can these archers do any damage to BacT while BacT is going up? Probably not, because he's been doing a good job of making skirmishers and has up a couple of towers all over his base and has some really nice walls over here. If anything, he might be able to harass this wood line. But then BacT does have not the greatest secondary options, but he could probably get back here and not be harassed. And then again, he could probably also put up a tower over here or just take wood from this side of the wood line anyway. So Slam sending his archers forward. Basically, he knows he's kind of behind at this point, and I think he feels he needs to do some damage. But I think BacT is pretty well defended. Just the tower is still doing a bit of attacking up here. As Slam, no real hope of regaining his forward goal at this point. And Slam, running right into a tower, going to take some damage on the archers. Losing 1, 2, and now BacT with the big skirmisher advantage. We'll probably be able to pick off another archer or two as they run back, or at least do a lot of damage to them. And there we are, Slam also up to the castle age, but around maybe 90 seconds or so slower, doing the armor on his archers. But the problem is BacT is going to have a castle, so where is he going to put it? Is he going to put it in a safe location, or is he going to go YOLO, put it right on Slam's face? I hope it goes right there. I mean, as the village is there, he could do it. Slam now bringing his archers back. Definitely does have the military lead, 16 to 10. And we don't see BacT going for elite skirmisher, we just see him going for a botkin arrow. But that at least will give him the +1 range he needs, so he can really take some good fights. And we see BacT putting... Oh, it's a siege workshop. I thought that was going to be a castle, but no, it's a siege workshop. And where is the castle? A castle is defensive. Ah, come on, BacT. I want to see aggressive castle right on Slam's face, but no. He's taking the safe approach, putting the castle safely in his own base, protecting the gold and the stone. And I suspect he'll be getting quite a few Arambai out of that shortly. Archers, if you are going to make units versus the Arambai in the castle age, skirmishers and crossbows probably your best bets, but still they lack all the mobility of the Arambai. And the Arambai decide just to run in here, and the army is out of position, say fighting over here. They can do a lot of damage. Good thing in Slam's favor is he already has a lot of walls, so could just finish up. Oh, and even has a tower on his wood line, so he'll be pretty safe for the moment. And the question is, how is BacT going to play this? Because Arambai, once you get a good number of Arambai, you can take out towers. And mangonel from BacT. Oh, nice hit right before Slam gets his upgrades, so the units have less HP. And getting prepared for the split. Does guess wrong at the end. But that was a really good mangonel shot. That was maybe 6 units there killed. But now Slam going to walk right underneath it, get inside its minimum range, and take it out. Can it get off one more shot? No. And Slam does have the opting not for crossbow right away, but for elite skirmisher. Probably thinking that'll be more useful against BacT skirmishers than crossbows for the moment. But now another mangonel is out, and the mangonel coming back towards BacT's base, getting ready to defend against this army from Slam that is coming forward. And Slam still on stone. Still on stone himself. As what is he doing? He is building a defensive castle. That's good. Arambai can kill towers, but castles, they're a bit tankier. You need quite a few Arambai to be able to kill that. But BacT, he is prepared. Already has a gate coming up in the back of his base. Probably does need maybe a second. And also needs... just going for a house. Okay. And yeah, this army has nowhere to run now. And Slam is probably going to lose it. BacT just needs to tap down one more house foundation and bring the mangonel over, but he's running the villager away. Would have liked to have seen that wall be finished. He'll need to take a few villagers off the wood line, but here comes the mangonel. Slam going to the spread formation, then the flank, losing a couple units. Like to see BacT bring a villager over to repair, but there we are. Little micro battle going on here. Slam trying to stay away, switching between the flank and the spread, but losing units slowly but surely. And town center now up for BacT. He's on 2 town centers, and 1 castle for Arambai, and he already has quite a few Arambai out. And Arambai and mangonels, really deadly combination. Slam, though, using the castle to push out, secure the golds. Good job by him to take back a bit of map control. Taking advantage of the defensive castle by BacT to secure himself a bit more control of his golds. We'll use the castle to take out the towers and then be able to mine that gold. Problem is, I don't think the mangonels... See, 11 plus 2 is 10, that's 7. Mangonels probably could stand over here in this location, take out the town center without being hit by the castle. But still, now Slam has more defense on that location as he's bringing his army forward, and is is either player paying attention. BacT sees it, and didn't quite react in time, but will probably do a bit more damage. And now, nice job by him bringing the villager over to repair. But now Slam's just going to snipe the villager. Well, here come the Arambai. Castle gets a few shots on that army, and now here come the Arambai to do their own damage, and will probably do a good job of cleaning up the army. Mangonel goes down, Mangonel stays up on 1 HP as the army goes down. And now the Arambai, we're going to see some Arambai versus organ gun action. And organ guns look like they're pretty good at taking out mangonels, maybe. I actually don't know. It looks like they can kind of tank the mangonel shots for a bit, but I don't know if they do much damage to them. I guess they do pierce damage, so they're probably not actually good at fighting them. But organ gun's going to be forced back now. I don't think they can deal well with Arambai and mangonels, even with their relatively decent pierce armor. They do have 4 pierce armor. And interesting TC by Slam securing this wood line. I guess this wood line is going to run out, so he needs to do something to secure a new one. And with all of BacT's pressure here, this one probably is the safest option he has, more so than this one. Could have tried to go, say, well, can't get a TC here because of all the hills. He tried to go here, but it looks like BacT already has some skirmishers there. And of course that would be very vulnerable to Arambai, so I think this probably is his best location. But now, I no idea how the organ guns will do in this fight, other than I think the Arambai will probably have a good edge versus them. And looks like they're doing decent damage to the tower actually. They do have 16 attack, whereas Arambai have 17. But now the Arambai are going to come in and try to take an engagement against the organ guns, as Slam is not really responding to the skirmishers under his TC. Arambai, ooh, the darts change color when they hit stuff and fall on the ground. That's interesting. Yeah, Arambai killing quite a few of the organ guns, really. These Arambai are just so easy to micro. These organ guns are slow, and they probably fire slowly. Dude, these Arambai just, back and forth, and kill stuff. It's so easy. Oh, Bloodline's even coming from back, so we'll see the HP on those Arambai jump from 60 to 80. So now they are extra strong. And he's adding in a stable. Might have just been for Bloodlines. But at this point, I don't think the organ guns will be able to deal enough damage to take out the Arambai, especially with this many Arambai. Those numbers now starting to climb for BacT as looks like stopped production slightly, but he's about ready to go up to the Imperial Age. And I think this has been very well played by BacT so far. So a really nice feudal age opened him up into just the ability to apply a lot of pressure to Slam. Slam kind of came back, but he's already lost a lot of that gold due to BacT mining it. And so what are the Arambai going to be able to hit? They're coming over to this side of the map, doing some scouting, not seeing anything. I don't know if coming this way will be beneficial for the Arambai. Only thing they might be able to do is like run through here to get under the town center, kind of sneak here in the back. But even then, Slam at least does have a couple of towers up to defend, unless the Arambai decide to kill the towers. Now we'll see organ guns versus mangonels. One mangonel goes down. It looks like they do decent damage versus the mangonels, but not like overly too much. Anyway, Arambai coming in and just cleaning up the organ guns. Yeah, not much of a threat there. And now organ gun choice from Slam. Still going for more of them, but I I don't think they'll be able to deal with the Arambai very well, or at all, as BacT is up to the Imperial Age, just as he's doing Handcart. See, he opted to do Handcart after clicking the Imperial Age, so he'll be Imp a bit quicker, but have a bit weaker economy. But he is now on 3 TCs, and Slam was on 3 TCs for a bit longer, so he has pulled ahead in Vils, and he's now putting a second castle right here on the gold. So if Slam can get up, he needs to get up to the Imperial Age soon, so he can defend from trebuchets. Trebs are really difficult to defend from in the Castle Age, but if Slam does get out his own defensive trebuchets, they're one of the Trebs and Rams are like the only 2 units that Arambai can't actually kill efficiently. But now castles are up, and the final tower from BacT will go down to this castle. The organ guns kind of wasted a lot of them trying to take out that tower. But now here comes the castle from BacT. And that will go up and put more pressure on this gold. Slam had thought about making a watchtower to try to deny the castle, but not going to get up in time. But now with a combination of organ guns and watchtower, needs to deal with that mangonel and the Arambai that are coming. Trying to build up a defensive tower to kill the villagers building the castle. But oh, he's right-clicking the wall instead of right-clicking to run away. That will cost him some organ guns. Arambai fighting underneath the castle, but again, Arambai are Arambai. They absolutely destroy everything. And now tower goes up, but not really in time to do anything. BacT will just garrison and take it out. And now he's up immediately. The Trebs are going to start coming out. The good thing for Slam is that he has 2 castles right next to each other, so he will be able to make the trebuchets more quickly, but he does need to get up to that Imperial Age if he has any chance of making them. And we see the score really climbing because of that KD for BacT. These Arambai just so powerful, taking out all those organ guns. And there we go, he's on gold on town center. And so sending some villagers out to do something here, but BacT will even spot that with the spearmen. And was going to mine that stone. We'll need stone to repair his castles, but here come the Arambai. Can't sneak out to stones when you have a Arambai there. I guess, oh no, that castle, that's not gonna go up. Say, there's the GG. oh boy, that would have been ugly there. Slam just trying to avoid that. Doesn't want to see those vills, just look away. But yeah, very well played by BacT, doing a great job winning the initial men-at-arms fight. Just controlling Slam's gold piles and able to pretty much just win the game from there. It was really safe at home, couldn't really take any damage from the few armies Slam tried to sneak past, and just safely took advantage of the power of the Arambai. So let's take a quick look at the achievements. Military, of course, pretty far in favor of BacT, and even a really good economy too. Chief difference being that gold collected. It's not like a huge difference, but I think maybe the more telling thing would be the timing of the gold collected. And BacT got his gold a lot sooner, was able to put it to good use. And of course, getting up to all of the next ages more quickly. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Always nice seeing some Arambai. You know, we made them cost an extra 30 wood and they're still overpowered. But still, a lot of fun regardless. So thank you all very much for watching. And I will see you in the next video.